a grateful recovering person called Robert. First, I'd like to thank God, sponsor, home group, and the ability to change. Now, this is personal now. Love you, man. Love you. Don't like you. No, I'm 63 years old, almost twice his age. That's the first man that ever told me the truth. Told me the truth. You're gonna be all right. My dad said, hang in there, son. You'll get over it. I didn't. Met Zach, we fought tooth and nail. He was telling me things that I knew nothing about. Words like G-O-D. Go on, dude. G-O-D. Go on, dude. You know, had my own theory. God. He was going to do some things for me if I allowed him to. My clean date, 1/14/24. Now, I want to sit up here and say that it should have been something different. But on 1/12/24, God saw fit, without my permission, to take back what was his that I thought was mine. And that was a wife of 42 years, a 28-year-old daughter, and a 6-month-old grandson, all in one day. One day. At that time, I was in discovery, thinking it was recovery from drugs and alcohol for 27 years. Didn't take Tylenol, Motrin, Midol, none of that, cramps, none of that. The night I found that out, right, I'm gonna tell you how patient your disease of addiction can be. It waited 27 years to say, remember me? I'm going to do something that I used to do, that lie, comfort you. Now, to give you a little background, right? I'm the product of a heroin addict. See, I was born into this. My mother was on heroin when she had me, and you know what you call them, dope fiend babies, crackhead baby, whatever you want to call it, right? But I had the withdrawals. She also suffered from a sexual abnormality. She was gay. And in my household, as a little child, I was the toy of her friends, if any of y'all know what that means. It was normal for me to be told to come in the house, take a bath, and go lay down, and someone would come upstairs and have their way with me. Men, women, it didn't matter. And on the nights they didn't do that, I thought something was wrong with me. Why ain't nobody up there, you know, with me? This happened from the age of about 7 to the age of about 14. I'm a survivor. I'm not a victim. Through God, knowing nothing of him, because my mother didn't say things like that in our household. Through all that, I hated her. How could you let your only baby boy, see, I had a brother and a sister, right, who left when it was their reign of terror was over, right? My mother was the only child, no aunts and uncles. My father was the only child, no aunts and uncles, so I ain't got none of that. It was just my mother, me and my sister. Now they're all gone. But God saw fit to put a woman in my life that I stayed, like I said, married to for 42 years. And I had 5 daughters. One of them thinks she's a boy, but that's my daughter, regardless. Recently, a couple months back, I lost one of my daughters. It hurt. But what I'm really up here to talk about is that, the solution. We can sit up here and say, well, I come from Mississippi and I had a dog named Duke. It has nothing to do with anything. What is the solution to what plagues us? They told me in the room, because as you can see, right, N-A, yeah, live and breathe that on a daily basis. That man right there can call me to serve anywhere. Kensington, stomp the yard, boots on the ground. I get busy, because I come from there. See, I come from West Philadelphia, born and raised, and on the playground where I spent most of my days. Yeah. That's what we did in West Philly. But guess what they call the part of the city that I was from? Down the bottom. That was the name of where I came from, down the bottom. What a hell of a name. Because for 57 years consecutively, I crawled and scraped to try to get from down the bottom. When my daughter and my wife and my grandson passed away, I was in a position where as though all was lost. I wasn't praying to God, because how am I pray to a God that just did that? You want me to understand that you just took everything that meant anything to me. So I wasn't doing that. So I prayed to what addicts do. I prayed to Jack Daniels. I prayed to Henny, this thing they call 211. I prayed to all those false hopes of freedom, of peace, which wound up putting me in a fetal position in a corner. And to give you the correct amount, it had been 172 detoxes, 83 rehabs, 64 psych wards, and 11 and a half years in the federal penitentiary. To get here today to say that we do recover. A day at a time. A day at a time. A day. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I know today, they told me something in this fellowship. They say there's a possibility of happiness, joy, and freedom. And that's all I ever wanted as a kid, to be happy, joyous, and free. They never lied to me. It's like that man right there never lied to me. Oh, yeah, I did the homework. I tried to find out. Yeah, well, fake fraud. Called him all kind of names. And he stood there. He said, I love you. What's wrong with this dude? Because I was in the Salvation Army when I first met him in the ARC. And he did it so many times that I could not wait for him to come back to say it again. Because he said something that was foreign to me. I love you. Only thing I ever said that to was my straight, my needle, and my corkscrew. I ain't even said that to my wife. I liked her. She cooked good. But that was it. But let's talk more about the solution. How do we get that? Right? For all those out there who think they have a drug problem, sorry to tell you, you don't. You have a spiritual abnormality that manifests itself in drugs as a coping skill. How do we get past that? How do we get past that? See, because like, it wasn't my first inclination to get out on my knees and say, oh, God, help me. And foxhole prayers. No, we didn't do that. Not where I'm from. Because to pray, it makes you weak. You are feeble. You get preyed upon. But God saw fit to put people in my life. See, today I have this thing I call the A-Team. Where you at, Lenny? Where you at, Lenny? Where you at, Andy? Where you at, Ryan? See, we grunt because we grunt. Zach is our spiritual advisor. He conducts some business in our lives, right? Like that song say, Boys to Men. That's what he did for me. See, he took a 63-year-old dude and helped him develop manhood. Woo, 63 years old, helped me develop manhood. See, because today I got 23 grands, 4 great-grands. And check this out, I know all their names and birthdays. And I keep them as far away from me as possible. I don't deal in headaches today. That's a headache. But I love them. And they know I'll be there if they need me. See, the solution is letting go and letting God. Surrender. That sounds like a cowardice move, don't it? But surrender to win. Who was the first one in my mind that ever did that? The Japanese. Turn them chairs over, it says made in Japan. They surrendered the war, right? But they own almost everything. So I said, damn, if I surrender, what will I own? What can I get back if I surrender? You know what I got back? I'm able today to eat off a plate when I used to eat out of a dumpster. I put deodorant under both arms. I sleep in a bed, not on a cot, not in a box. I speak to people hello and stay around long enough for them to say it back. Change. I'm in service anywhere, anytime, but for one reason, for God. See, what stands here now was a one-time Muslim. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be on you, all that. That was the protection piece from when I was in jail. And that's what's fashionable. Everybody else was doing it, walking around, you know. So, hey, and nobody messed with them. And that's what I wanted to be. At 110 pounds. Man, look. But one day, I was in North Philadelphia. My grandmother had a church, Cornerstone Baptist Church, 33rd and Diamond. And I walked past, and I heard a song that she used to sing. The song was Going Up Yonder to Be With My Lord. And I walked in there, fully garbed, Muslim on, right? Walked in there, sat in the back, started crying, went up front, and came out a Christian. Not my plan. I told God my plan. He laughed. He said, first, I'm going to strip you. And that's what he had to start with. He had to start with that. And I'm so grateful. That's why I say grateful, recovering person. See, I'm not going to give myself that title, addict. I'm a recovering person. Because, see, I'm recovering from more than just the drugs. You know, I got depression. No offense, I'm black. Check that out, right? I'm in pain. Everybody don't like me, I don't like them. I'm alone. I'm scared. I'm vulnerable. So it's a whole lot of things, right, besides the drugs that I have to deal with. But what I'm not is in fear. Because I face everything in recovery. F-E-A-R. And I'm walking with God today. I don't know where he's taking me. I don't care. Because I know it's somewhere where I need to be. See, since coming up here to Delaware, right, I used to be in the Oxford House, but they saw fit to no longer take people who receive, retire. They don't want to retire people there no more, so they said I had to go. Pay my rent, but whatever. But God saw fit to put me into another. I've been in 3 of them. He saw fit to put me in another place. Assistant house manager. Me? How? A hope to die dope fiend who would steal, kill, pillage, all those things, right? That God transformed me to be able to stay here today to say, there is hope. There is hope. There is hope. No matter what you go through, there is hope. Hold on, believe. Get you some people in your life who are doing great things in the name of Jesus. Not their landlord, not their jobs, not their Maseratis, not their food stamps, not their checks, not their jewelry. But doing things in the name of Jesus, right? And follow. Y'all remember that movie, what was it, Whoopi Goldberg? They sung that song, I will follow him. Yeah, follow. Follow. I'm a trusted servant, not only of the firm foundation of God. And I'm proud to say it. You know, people right now checking their watches. He ain't gonna do that for long. You know, because of my track record. My past don't dictate my future. That's right. I'm a king. But see, I learned something else also, right? I must be real royalty because the devil is spending a lot of time on me. So I must be something real special for him to want to do all that he's doing, the manipulation things, and, you know, putting all these little girls in front of their little skirts and things of this nature, you know, all these distractions. He's giving me everything that I want and will provide everything that I need. See, the day I have situations, I don't have problems. Ooh. So, before I close, I want to say this. An addict. Who's an addict? An addict is a man or woman whose life is controlled by drugs. It must not be me. We're people in the grip of a continuing progressive illness whose ends are always the same. Jails, institutions, and death. Today I've been reborn. So I'm not dead. So they must not be talking about me. And I believe they're not talking about you. I wish you peace, blessings, and keep hope alive.